All right, so you're smashing the gym 5 times a week, you're tracking your calories, yet you still can't seem to lose fat. Everyone tells you the same thing: train more, move more, eat less, deepen your calorie deficit. But if that really did work, then you'd already be lean and shredded. So in this video, I'm going to outline the reason why you're currently stuck in the current position that you are, and I'm going to explain how you can finally lose that stubborn belly fat. But before I get stuck in, make sure you do me a massive favor and subscribe to the channel and drop the video a like. Let's get to it. So one of the main reasons that you can't lose that stubborn belly fat comes down to inconsistent weekly deficits and poor structure. Here's the usual cycle that people who can't lose fat go through. Monday to Friday, you're typically on it. You're tracking your calories, everything's going well, and you're smashing your sessions. But then Friday to Sunday, you have a takeaway at some point. You go out for some food, you have a drink, and all of a sudden, you've overdone it on the calorie side of things, and you've wiped out that calorie deficit that you created from Monday to Friday, let's say. Across the week, from Monday to Friday, you're in a dieting phase, right? You're in a calorie deficit, but then your weekend is essentially placing you in more of a calorie sort of maintenance phase, or even a surplus if you're taking it that bit further. And then with regards to your training, you've got no actual structure. You're just winging it. One day you go in, you fancy doing a push day, then you'll do a pull day, then you might have a rest day, then you might go back and do push again, and you're doing something different every single time you enter the gym. So you're not actually following a set training program, which makes it impossible to implement progressive overload. So often when you diet without actual structure surrounding your training, you can end up losing muscle mass because you're not giving the muscles a reason to stick around whilst you're in that calorie deficit. If you're still pushing your muscles and you're still actively progressing, then you can maintain and even build some muscle tissue as you cut fat. But obviously, you're not going to cut fat full stop if you are fucking things up every single weekend. So essentially, if you are doing what I've just mentioned, right, your body is never fully set up to burn fat consistently week after week because you are consistently shooting yourself in the foot with your weekend habits. And whether you like it or not, it is the truth. You need to start taking accountability for your actions Friday to Sunday, because calories don't just stop counting because it's the weekend. All right, let's now go into hormones and fat loss. Now, this is the part that no one really talks about when it comes to fat loss. Everyone's very much calories in versus calories out, but no one actually really addresses sort of the hormone side of it. Your hormones can have a massive influence on exactly how your body stores fat and also how your body burns fat, and in particular, belly fat, which is typically where guys store their fat. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the stress hormone, which is cortisol. So constant work stress, lack of sleep, smashing caffeine all day, and training like a maniac will keep your cortisol levels high. Cortisol in short bursts is fine, and it can actually be beneficial. But if your cortisol levels are elevated constantly, your body can hold onto your body fat in and around your stomach as a survival response. It also increases your cravings and makes sticking to a deficit really, really difficult. Now let's talk about insulin sensitivity. When you are overeating at weekends, especially high carb and high fat, your insulin spikes. Poor insulin sensitivity means you will store more body fat, particularly around the midsection, and you will struggle to mobilize that body fat for energy. Even if you're in a deficit most weekdays, that weekend binge sufficiently spikes your insulin and essentially resets progress. Now let's talk testosterone. Testosterone helps you build and repair muscle and helps keep your metabolism high. However, long-term aggressive dieting, too much cardio, poor sleep, and super low fat can absolutely tank testosterone. Low test equals less muscle mass, which equals lower BMR, which means less calories burned at rest, and also equals more fat stored, especially around the belly. So having low testosterone levels can really impact your ability to lose fat. And now let's talk about the hunger hormones, leptin and ghrelin. Crash diets and poor sleep can throw these two hunger hormones out of whack. You'll feel hungrier, you'll crave high calorie foods, you'll overeat, especially at weekends, and what does that do? It resets your progress all over again. The bottom line is your effort isn't the problem, but if you're in a constant stressed out state, then you are going to seriously struggle to burn through fat. Until you fix this internal environment, dropping body fat will be extremely difficult for you. So how do you actually lose body fat and keep it off? Well, you need 3 things. You need structure, muscle mass, and recovery. So step number 1 is to lock in weekly consistency. Fat loss is all about the 7-day average. If you're staying low calories Monday to Friday, but then come Friday evening, you're smashing back the calories, you'll be fucking things up every single weekend. So here's how to approach that. Number 1, calorie bank. Eat slightly less from Monday to Thursday, and then Friday to Sunday, you'll have a little bit more to play with. Yes, you're still gonna have to track your calories to make sure you don't go over them on those 3 days, but take your calories a little lower Monday to Thursday so you can eat a little bit more at the weekend within reason. It's like money. We save money during the week so we can spend a little bit more at the weekend. Approach your calories in the same way. Another tip is to make sure that you have high protein meals before a social event. This will help fill you up more and stop the blowouts. Now, of course, with that, there has to be an element of accountability. If you're still going out and smashing the beers, then again, you're just gonna fuck things up. So take some accountability and some ownership on your goal and ask yourself, what's more important? A few beers with the lads or actually getting in shape? And the final piece of the puzzle with regards to calories is if you are going out for meals, let's say you have a meal planned on Saturday and Sunday, cool. That doesn't mean you have to eat like an absolute twat. Choose something on the menu which is going to be low calories. Every single menu has a low calorie option. Just because you're eating out, it does not give you the excuse to eat like a twat if you do want to make progress. Even places like McDonald's, they have a low calorie option. I could go to McDonald's every single day and have 3 meals a day there and still lose fat. It's about choices and it's about making the right choices that support your goals. Let's move it on to step 2 on exactly how to lose fat and keep it off. Step 2 is all about training like you mean it. Muscle, as cringy as it sounds, is your secret weapon for fat loss. The more muscle mass you have, the higher your metabolism. So focus on progressively overloading your lifts and actually training with intention. Focus on hitting each muscle group at least twice a week and stop the random workout approach. Oh, I'll train chest there, I'll train legs there, I'll do a bit of arms there. Follow a structured training program and consistently follow the same program so you can actually implement progressive overload. And the final step to losing fat and keeping it off is fix your hormones. If you're constantly stressed, tired, and wired on caffeine, your body will constantly fight your attempt to lose fat. So focus on sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night, lifting heavy weights, but don't push your body with endless hours of stupid cardio. Manage your stress. Walk outside. Too many people constantly on their phones nowadays. Go for a walk outside. Journal. Meditate. Actively manage your stress and make sure that you're eating enough fats for healthy testosterone. When you finally get these pillars in place, fat loss becomes a hell of a lot easier and you will start making progress. Your body will start working with you and not against you, and your stubborn belly fat will finally start to shift. So to sum everything up, the reason you're not losing body fat right now isn't due to a lack of effort. It's down to poor weekly consistency, a broken training setup, and a stressed out body that is fighting you. Fix those 3 things and you will lose fat. It really is as simple as that. If you found this video helpful, then make sure that you subscribe to the channel and you drop the video a like, and I will see you in the next one.